Hey everybody, I'm going to be showing you Kinless today. It is a solo Viking RPG. It's compatible with Merkborg. It is made by a local guy, Chris Williams, so it's really cool to see somebody local making something really neat like this. And you can get the PDF on DriveThruRPG. I'll have a link down in the description. This should be at your local game store this month if you want to pick it up. But let's go ahead and take a look through it. I'll try to not spoil as much as I sometimes do, so I'll try to do my best at that. Explore Dungeons is the name of the company. It says, criminal, outcast, kinless, you have been driven from your home, friends, and family, left to die alone in the cold night. The land of Kinless is harsh. Strange things prowl the woods. There are no second chances. Every choice can lead to your death. You'll fight epic battles and face horrors in the night, but you may also make allies who can aid you in your journey. Confront the darkness, most dangerous creatures of Norse mythology. And I won't try to say those names, I'll probably butcher them. Kinless is your story. You make the choices, you choose the path. Will you seek revenge, find redemption, or die horribly, crushed in the talons of fate's cruel grip? Every choice you make matters, and the gods are watching. So it's designed for solo play, but includes optional rules for two-player and traditional GM-led play. That's very helpful and cool. I see a lot of this book being stuff you can use in normal Merkborg. It's fully compatible with Merkborg, but is a standalone game that can be played using only this book, as it does have all the combat rules and everything you need in it. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. I do like the way it looks, I like the art, I like the font, and I think he's done a great job. Really good table of contents. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you this right now. This is going to really help you a lot. Help you traverse this book, and it's going to have stuff like your encounters. It's going to have your special encounters. Your character creation, your status when it comes to hunger, fatigue, and favor, weather, and your different actions you're going to take, combat here, possessions, how to play, the world map. This is all super important areas. Here's where you're going to be doing a lot of the work in the book. And then super important, these appendix right here. Rumors, special encounters, and discoveries. So appendix A and appendix C. Very, very important. You've got your bestiary with your traits there, but these right here are going to be referenced a lot. So what you need to do, get you a bookmark or something, or a tab or something like that you can put. I've got these from DCC, and cram those in that areas. You're also going to want to do the world map here on page 47. Get you, as you can see right here, you've got getting started, your starting hex, and the world map here. Go ahead and make sure you've got that easily bookmarked, because you're going to start off. I'm going to start you off kind of right here, and then I'm going to go kind of back through it. So one thing is pretty cool. If you're starting to play, start in hex 168, which is going to be right here. They show you right there. Then it says you're close to water, and the forest to the east is full of game. After your first couple games, roll a d10 for a starting point on the table below. So that's cool. You can kind of change it where you start, and it's going to give you some more different choices and a different adventure. And then a really neat one, subject yourself to a win with the gods by flipping a coin over the map and just starting wherever it lands. I always love stuff like that. So this is going to be the land you're going to be in. I really like these tips and stuff like this. Tip, traveling merchant can often be found near a river, but you're going to go back here, and you're going to do this right here, the special tables, appendix C, and you're going to mark this page, because you're going to be referencing this special encounters page right here and going through where you'll have these special encounters. So make sure you know that. And then you've got a really cool bestiary section there. I like the big art and the easy to see stats. Human berserker, human brigand, and human hunter. All these human sections here are going to be really helpful, and you'll be referencing those a good bit as well. And then here in front of that, you're going to have rumors, because there'll be a lot of rumors that you're going to get when you go through this. It says not all rumors are true, so that's pretty neat as well. So make sure you've got that under your belt. So let's go back to the very beginning and take a look at how you start off. So it's all very easy, and it's all very Merkborg. So that's very helpful. Here's his forward where he explains about it. He says, don't be tempted to read the entire book before you start playing. Don't do it. Try playing a few times first. There are no rules against it, but you'll enjoy it more, because you're going to find stuff out as you go through it. You're playing a Viking that's been driven from home, left to die alone in the woods. You won't start with much, and you may finish with even less. There's also a glossary in the back that's going to help you with some common terms. It's at the very end that's going to help you. It says you will die a lot, but that's part of the fun. And again, it says resist the temptation to read the entire book before you start. Normal kind of character creation for Merkborg is right here. You do have Viking, so you get +1 to a single ability modifier during character creation. Starting money, you roll a d6. If you roll a 1, which I did, my mother gave me d4 silver. She slipped it to me before I was drug away, so I got 1 silver piece. Otherwise, you have no money. You're going to have a starting gear. You're going to have an axe, some clothes, and some boots, so that's going to be helpful for you. It says, never forget, you were left out here to die, so get to it. Strength is important, but you'll need more than muscle to survive. We've got 2 character sheets here that have already been filled out. I really like this whenever a game does this, shows you what needs to be put where in a character sheet, because sometimes they can be confusing. And you're going to be tracking hunger, fatigue, and favor. You've got your hit points, food, silver, and capacity here. I like the silhouette, how you can just add some stuff to it, kind of bring your character to life. Very, very helpful. Look at that huge presence that this version of Eric has. But this is going to be kind of like the more starting out character right there. It's got a lot more stuff, too. He's even got a stray dog. A Wolverine hood with cold protection. That's pretty neat. And so you're going to have tests just like Merkborg. DR is going to roll higher than that. And you'll be making all the rolls, of course, since it's a solo game. But just like Merkborg is, you'll be rolling defense against yourself whenever something attacks you. So really cool sections here on hunger and different levels you'll be at and how it's going to affect your character, as well as fatigue is going to play a big part into it as well. And then favor is really neat. It's going to be your standing with the gods. Pretty much it's going to be a bonus to you. You have a certain number, and this table here right here is going to help you. So if you've got 4 to 7 favor, you don't have very much, and so you'll have a -1. So that's not good. If you get up to loved, you'll have +3. It gives you a good example here where Eric is loved with 22 points. You decide to apply the +3 bonus to a strength test. So you've got the +3. You deduct a 1 point from your favor number, and you're going to get that +3 to your roll. If you do this 2 more times before Eric earns more favor, his status will drop from love to favored. So that's how that kind of works. You're going to get it more than you're going to lose it more than you're going to earn it. After each combat win, you'll roll a d6. On a 1 or 2, you earn that much favor. After winning a major regional encounter, you add 3 favor. And if you were broken during combat and still won, add 1 more favor. There's some minor boons. They're favors or requests made of the gods for something helpful or beneficial. When using a sacrifice action, which is important, you may also request a minor boon. These requests come in the form of prayers, and each confers a specific result. So you're going to do a sacrifice, roll a DR14 presence test modified by your favor, so your favor is going to play a big part, especially like here when it's negatives. You can sacrifice as many eligible items as you wish, adding +1 to your roll for each item. And it's going to give you certain benefits. I like this one here. It says you can invoke this before battle. You will not be broken until reaching -5 hit points. That's pretty cool. Your faith in your gods bolsters you. Gain +1 morale bonus on 1 test today. Or if you're broken, gain D3 hit points. So some cool abilities right here. Raise your horns, shield wall. Then you can invoke the gods as well. It's a special action. You need a miracle from the gods. Again, DR14 presence test, modified by favor. It costs 1 full rank of favor. So you're going to go to a full drop down. You're going to go to the very lowest number on the next lowest level. So that's important. But a better death. Reroll a die that would have caused your death. If you survive, you will awaken out of combat with D4 hit points. Hunger and fatigue status is unchanged. There's a bunch of little things like that. You can't find enough game. You'll get double your hunting yield of food and fur in your current hex for 1 day. This right here, Feast of the Gods, is successful. Your stomach is filled. So really neat stuff to kind of, if you need to really get out of a tight fix there, that's going to help you there. Cool rules for weather, temperature, the wind. You can roll it up pretty easy. You can pretty much say, okay, it is 7. We got a light breeze. The skies are 19, which is heavy clouds. And precipitation is 4. There is none. Wind's going to change temperature. And the skies are gonna deal with precipitation. So like if it's clear, apply -15 to the precipitation roll. That makes sense. And I like all the examples, and I like these tip sections. Very, very good. Rules here for precipitation. The different type of temperature, if it's going to be snow or ice, and a percentile chance there, how that's going to affect your character. And then here you're going to have your actions. You have 4 actions per day. You've got to rest at night. So you can hunt, forage, and fish. You can move 1 hex, each hex 6 miles. You can rest to get your hit points back. If you roll a 1, you're going to have an encounter. So I didn't have an encounter right there. And it says you may also sacrifice your kills. To see this sacrifice action, which is right here. It's a little encouragement the gods need every once in a while to act in your favor. So food sacrifices are most common. You can do human sacrifice as a optional rule in the back. Whatever you're going to sacrifice is going to disappear, and if you succeed, your offer vanishes from your favor, and your favor increases by your success margin based off your presence roll. Very cool, and it gives you examples. I really like the examples. You can search your area. It's going to help you find something, some of the encounters and special event stuff that's going to happen. You're going to be able to find that a little bit easier. There's a special actions, and then you can push yourself to gain 1 level of fatigue to take an additional action. You may need to do that, beyond your normal daily limit. Combat is exactly like Merkborg, so that's pretty easy if you've played that game. You've got wounds here. You can roll what type of wound it is, a critical hit or something, what's happened to you. You can decide left or right. Sometimes you'll flip a coin in this game, and then what's going to happen to it. It can be maybe an arm, maybe it's a hand, maybe it's crushed or partially lost, or you've severed something. Pretty nasty stuff right here. What happens if you're broken, running away, and you've got NPC reactions, again, much like Merkborg. You can advance after a major encounter, after certain special encounters, or after 20 combats. Not just kills, but 20 combats. And this could be just like Merkborg, where you'll test your hit points and you'll test each ability. And then you're going to come to your possessions section here, your armor, your weapons, and gear. A lot of stuff here that's going to help you. And then your story so far, and then getting started. Like I talked about there, 168 you start at, and then what's going to happen is you're going to go into these sections where it's going to break down the map. Like this area up here is the freezing region, hex 0 through 112. You have daytime encounters, but it also deals with certain types of temperature. It says most hexes in this region are freezing, but some hexes are marked extreme cold. So you're going to use the different ones here. So daytime and nighttime, extreme cold, and then you'll have freezing encounters as well. But you'll also have stuff for hunting, what you may find. Maybe you're going to roll up a reindeer or a moose or a wolverine, and you'll go to the bestiary to check that out. So then you've got all your different sections here. So this is not like a generator of a solo role-playing game. This is, you're going to go through these different entries here based off where you are, and we're going for 168 to start out. And you can see it's going to break down all the different areas. A lot of the book is this area here, which I think is really cool, and it's going to help you, especially if you change where you're playing, starting at. It's going to be pretty cool to do that. So you stand at the edge of this large forest, a fast-moving river to your west races to the south. You hear forest birds calling out to each other as a stiff breeze pushes through the trees. So it's +1 to hunting and foraging, -1 to fishing. You roll a d12, and let's go ahead and do that. And sometimes if it says like a 1, if it doesn't say anything else, then it doesn't happen. So 9. If I rolled a 1, you turn to Appendix C and complete the Brook Horse special encounter before returning here. If you start the game here, disregard this roll until your next visit to this hex. So that's cool. The one thing I will say about it that would be helpful, that's why I told you to put that bookmark back there, is that when it says like turn to Appendix C, I wish it had, again, it would be all throughout this book and probably really raise up the word count, but I would love to have the number again where Appendix C is. Just one thing I wish was a little bit more helpful. That's why you should do that bookmark. So you say, okay, well, it doesn't tell me what to do next. Well, you're going to move. You're going to have to move. Maybe you go to 169, a mostly wooded area with the clearing. You're going to check for encounters. Every once in a while, it says that right here, you see a large brown bear. It is further down the path, but heading your direction. You have time to get away, or you may stand and fight. So you're going to have to you're going to have to make that choice right there, stand and fight. So these are not going to tell you to go to certain places. You're going to have to go to these different hexes unless it's a special encounter. That's how you're going to move around. So you're going to do those 4 actions in order to hunt, get stuff, make your sacrifices, go through the different regions. You've got your different encounters here. And like I said, the large part of this book is this section here. And then more stuff that I'm going to, of course, spoil here. You've got like the Frozen Coast. So it's going to be a little bit smaller in area and encounters. Then you're going to have some stuff here, like some really cool art. I really dig just overall the way it looks. And you're going to have these kind of big sections here with different encounters that are all together. So it's kind of like the end game part of it. As you get down towards the end, you're going to have some neat areas there with a little bit more art, some cool stuff going on when you get there. And then you're going to come to those really great sections. You see it says right here, warning, you're about to enter the end game. So we won't look at that at all. And we're going to look at like the rumors. So you can roll that up, 40-20 here. So lots of rumors to help steer you in a certain direction. And then you've got this great bestiary section right here. And then again, these are some creatures that you could add just normally to your Merkborg game. I dig the way the art looks. I think it's very suiting for the style of this game. And you're going to really need this human section, the human berserker, brigand, hunter, and sea raider. Maybe not so much the sea raider right off the bat, but definitely the hunter. You're going to come across some hunters and stuff early on in the game. More animals that you're going to find native to this area, of course. Wolverines are pretty nasty. They've got certain traits, so we'll have that there. And then you'll have these special tapes. I don't want to go through too much of these. These are going to be those special encounters you'll roll up randomly, and they're going to have, like, if you do it during the day or find it during the night, it's going to lead you through each one of those encounters. So let's go ahead and skip through that. I like spoiling some stuff, just let you know what you're getting, but I think you can see that there's that Brook horse right there, encounter. And you may have to do some like heads and tails. And then here's that discovery thing. So roll on this table only when you're directed to do so. So you've got heads and tails. If you get the same unique result more than once, flip a coin. Heads, roll again. Tails, you find nothing. So it could be something like right here, a small dark leather bag tied tight. It contains 2d3 silver pieces and healing herbs, one use. So just some neat stuff that you can find as you traverse this land. And then you've got some really cool stuff here with these advanced modes, difficulty levels, easy mode, hard mode, extra hard, and nightmare mode. So you start off the game broken here in extra hard. In hard mode, this is the default for Kinless, play as written. Easy mode, it says there's no easy mode, you coward. You're an outlaw, all alone, a nomad without home. You're still a Viking warrior, so act like one. Easy mode, seriously. And then you've got nightmare mode here, very tough. It says they starved and tortured you for days before dragging you into the woods to die. Also, the gods don't like you much. Start the game very hungry, disliked, and with 4 levels of fatigue. Reduce all abilities by 1 to a minimum of -3. You have 1 random non-fatal wound from all the torture. You may not run away ever. If using the optional hunted rule, roll on the start of any major or minor encounter. And then you have chaos mode. You spat in the eye of fate and the gods when you were but a child. You were beloved by some, hated by others, and feared by all. Starting levels, hunger, fatigue, favor are completely randomized. You do have encumbrance rules here, but you have hunted. You start the game as normal, but men have been dispatched from your village to make sure you never return. Each morning you're going to roll a d10 plus the number of days since your last encounter with hunters. So if you get a 10 plus, they find you. If you kill them, start the count over. If they kill you, start the game over, of course. If you meet hunters as part of a random encounter, so not the guys that are actually hunting you, if you roll a d6, these guys actually know about you too. They're going to try to attack you. So it's just a really neat, cool thing here, optional rule to add to your game. Magic, no spells for you, but charms and tokens are not uncommon. Some can be found, others purchased, some must be earned. How to play with friends, the rules for human sacrifices. If you succeed, you become a follower of hell. And as a follower of hell, your favor drops to hated. You gain +1 presence, and humans will kill in battle, will not go to Valhalla, nor will you. Helheim is your afterlife now. So that's very interesting. And then you've got some cool art there. The character sheet here, a couple different types there, female, male, and a clear one there, and then that glossary. I was very pleased by this book. I said, whoa, this is really cool. It's got a lot of stuff in it. If you want to try out a solo role-playing game, you can use stuff from Merkborg in it. Take stuff out of this to use into Merkborg. It's just a really high-quality product. I really dig it a lot. I dig the art. I think it works well with what it's trying to do. I love all these sections here and reading them. Gives you a lot of choices. And you're just going to have to really take this on and choose the path that you want to take. Make sure you're doing all those actions. But definitely mark those sections to help you out. I think they're going to help you just traverse this book if you have it physically. If you have it digitally, of course, you can make your bookmarks and reference those pretty easy. But you've got your map here. That's a lot of different hexes. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. You'll probably die a bunch, but you'll have a lot of fun doing it. So there it is. There's Kinless. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.